Hey, it's Timescroll11 with more of my LEGO Pokemon collection. Here is the Arcanine, Poliwrath, and Politoed lines. So as usual, the final forms have gotten tutorials in the past, so if you want to see how to build them, then search how to make LEGO Pokemon Arcanine, how to make LEGO Pokemon Polywhirl, how to make LEGO Pokemon Politoed, etc. Poliwrath. I don't think Polywhirl got a tutorial because it's simple enough to see how to build it without a tutorial. Pretty sure it's only the final evolved forms that I did tutorials on in the past. Also, these ones are all fairly lower on the quality end, so at some point I'll be remaking them and then also giving them new tutorials. So first off, Growlithe. Whenever I make the Hisuian forms for Growlithe and Arcanine, I'll probably remake the original forms of them also. Because I could probably space the face the way it's drawn on here better. Maybe change a little something about the physical design of it. I could probably replace the stud with a 1x1 tile. That would probably fit better for Growlithe. Arcanine. Main thing I need to do for this is place the face. I need to completely remake that face. I think I originally made this design back when... No. I think this would have been around when X and Y came out that I remade this design. Because I made my first Arcanine when Black 2 and White 2 were coming out. And then I think I remade it at some point, so this is a very old build. Just updated the coloring on it. As for the build, there's not much that I think needs to be changed, though I could definitely do something with the face to give it more 3D head instead of just a completely drawn-on head. Like I could probably use something with a stud on the front here and then put on something for the nose. So yeah, these will definitely be remade at some point. Polywag. It's just two pieces. This is made from a minifigure scuba flipper piece, but cut to the shape of the tail here. Not cut perfectly, so if I remake this one, then I'll probably also cut a different tail out to be more shape accurate instead of messy like this. Polywhirl. I feel like this one's too simple, and if I'm going to remake this one, then it needs something to have the arms coming out more dynamically, something that I can move around instead of just static arms like this. Pretty sure there's a piece that I can use now for that, but back when I first made this, the piece just didn't exist, which is why I gave it these chunky arms. I'm pretty sure now there's a piece that has studs on 3 sides, or at least on 2 sides, instead of just on, well, 2 sides like front and side instead of just front and back. Or I could just use one that has studs on every side and work around that instead. Poligraph. This is one that I don't think needs anything done to change the design. It's already pretty much accurate to it. So I don't think there's anything that really needs to be done with this one. Just maybe redraw the face. And again, if you want to see how to build this or Politoed, then you can search how to make Lego Pokemon, then the name of them, and you should find videos for those. There might have been an earlier Poliwrath design that I did a tutorial on, so look for the more recently dated video. Not actually recent, but with a... If there's two, then just look for the one that's from a later date. The only time I used a Poliwrath was in Heart Gold Soul Silver, I think. I think I just ended up with a Poliwrath by accident there. I wasn't actually trying to use one, but it ended up being my water type. And Politoed. This one I still really like. I don't think anything needs to be changed with this one. I did forget to update the coloring on whatever this thing is. When I was updating the coloring for this, for the collection video, I went over the whole thing, recolored it as I do with all of them for doing the collection videos, but I forgot that one part. But yeah, I really like the build for this one, so I wouldn't be changing anything about that. Especially love the feet design, so it looks more dynamic. Unfortunately, it doesn't stand up on its own. I mean, it stands up on its own, but not in the right direction. It's supposed to be like that. Instead, it just sits like that. So if there's any specific LEGO Pokemon that you want to see, or you want to be up to date on what I'm working on, since I sometimes mention what's coming up next long before I talk about it in videos, then you can check the Twitter link in the description. So, see you next time!